Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and this is a 2006 Mazda 3. Now this is not what the video is about, however what it is about is where I am. This is the Naperville Test Track, and if you guys are fans of my reviews, you'll know that I spend a lot of time out here driving cars for various dealerships. And so today we're going to be talking about what this track is, how it's laid out, and how you can get out here.
Before we get into the video, I want to give a huge thank you to my good friend Noah for doing the drone footage for this video. Go check him out. His Instagram is up on the screen. He has some really cool work in his portfolio, and I'm really excited that he helped me out on this video. So definitely go check him out. So in my time doing over 100 reviews here on the test track, I've gotten to know the test track pretty well, and I've actually given the corners and straights their own names, which you're seeing here on the screen. Now we're going to do a fly around sort of walkthrough of the track, and I'll tell you guys sort of the reasons behind the names and sort of what to expect on the track and things like that. And there's two different routes in which we could take. Route 1 I take pretty much every single time, lap in the cars. Now Route 2 is something I use to sort of show off a couple more of the abilities, and we'll talk about that as we go through. So now we're going to talk about Route 1. So starting out here on Route 1, this is the start-stop line. This is where I do the acceleration tests. However, this isn't the full length of the acceleration test. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But we're going up to the kick-out right here. It's a soft right-hand turn that then goes right into another left-hand turn. Pretty simple, but you can really feel the suspension of the vehicle here if you take it at some sort of speed. Now we're coming into Nismo Corner. The reason it's named that is I was driving a Sentra Nismo through that corner and really loved it. That is T-bone right there, because sometimes I feel like I might get T-boned by another person on the track. And we're coming into 8-6 corner. Again, a corner I kicked out a Toyota 8-6 in, and we're coming up to the power pole. Now the nice thing about this is it's a nice straightaway, and honestly coming out of 8-6 corner, you can really lay on the car. You're already rolling, and you can really feel a rolling acceleration test as opposed to a start-stop one at the start line. Now we're headed into Shannon's corner. Shannon is the woman I work with at Toyota. She got me the reviews and she helps me get onto the test track, so dedicated to her. And then of course entry and exit, that's how you get onto the test track. And then we're coming up through traffic. Now traffic, if there are other people on the track, then this is where they'll start to bunch up and you have to go around or wait for someone to go through the next round. Alright, so now this is Route 2. So as you'll see here, this is the full length in which I do the acceleration test. Every time I do that hard stop, or excuse me, hard pull from a stop, it's right here. So as you see, I'm coming down into the skid pad. This is a legitimate skid pad with a big braking zone, the big brake painted on the ground, just to remind you not to mess up. Now we're coming left into T-bone, and before we get to 8-6, we're actually going to cut it early and head on to Off Tilt. Now, Off Tilt is a road, it's a side road, as you see the Mazda 3 going on now, and it's actually slightly off camber. It has a little bit of tilt, a little bit of angle to the actual road itself. This is for testing, you know, higher center of gravity SUVs. You can sort of get a feel of it coming on and off the road, which, you know, there are some roads that are off camber in real life. As we go left here, you'll see that rock patch. That is for testing SUVs. That is super rough. I call that 294 because it feels just like the 294 interstate that goes into Chicago with all the potholes and stuff. It is aggressive, and I would not recommend taking anything other than an SUV up there. Now we're headed up to Mount Mazda. The reason I call this Mount Mazda is back in the day, this must have been 4 years ago, I test drove a Mazda 3 for the first time on this test track, and the salesman really pointed out how it feels on the hill. So I do nickname this Mount Mazda. Now, when I come down the hill, normally I'll take a right here, and we'll exit back out to the power pole straightaway, as you're seeing now. However, I will show you guys a little corner here that I rarely ever use on the test track. I call it Welcome Home. You can see we're coming around here now to Welcome Home, and as you go over some fake train tracks, there is a little mailbox and a little back-end area. This is where you can test backup cameras, see how comfortable you feel. Like I said, I rarely use it. And then this is actually a cobblestone road, so you can get a feel for the car's suspension on the cobblestone before you purchase it, which is really nice. But again, I rarely ever use this, and it spits you right back out at Shannon's Corner. Come back around Shannon's Corner like normal, you pass the entry and exit. location, and then you come back through traffic and back to the start-stop line. Now, the nice thing about the test track is that it's actually a publicly owned space. The city of Naperville actually owns the test track. The dealerships are just allowed to use it. And so that means if you go to test drive a car at any of these dealerships up on the screen, talk to them about the test track, they'll bring you out here and they'll actually let you drive the exact track that I do most of my reviews on, which is super, super special, super unique. It's one of the only tracks like this in the world where the dealerships actually have their own private test track. You don't have to deal with traffic, you don't have to deal with pedestrians. It's your own separate space and you can really get the feel for a car when you're out there. If you guys do head out there, please send me something on Instagram. I'll share it on my story if you guys actually head out to the test track yourselves.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that sort of brought some light to a couple of different questions you guys have been asking me, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you would like to. Take care, guys.